Hey everyone, I hope you all are doing good and taking care of yourself. Before we jump into the painting for this episode, I have some very exciting news I want to talk about, which is my own upcoming art book. Since the start of this year, I was working together with 3D Total to try and make this a reality, and it's finally coming true. We are pretty much ready to go live. Our goal is to launch the Kickstarter next week, and I'm super excited to share some teasers here with you. The book itself will be about my journey as an artist, the things I learned along the way, useful tips that I hope can help you in your own journey, and share a lot of art I've never shared anywhere else, which I'm super excited about. We'll be running a Kickstarter campaign that should go live next week if everything goes well and as planned. I'll be making another video on our official launch day, and I hope you can check it out then. But with that said, I think we can jump into this week's painting. So I decided to use one of the paintings I'll be offering part of the Kickstarter, one of my originals, as a texture for the start of this painting. I thought it would be fun to just start with just something to grab onto the canvas, because sometimes it gets easier to have something to paint on top of rather than start from pure white. It's a method I like to use from time to time. It's pretty effective if you have a very thorough line drawing, because you can get a lot of cool textures from it. In this case, my line drawing is pretty simple, so it mostly just helped to try and get some colors very quickly on the image. And the idea for the painting itself, I was thinking of my personal character Miranda. She's sort of holding the book in her hand, and like the sun is sort of rising, sort of like start of new day. And because of that, I wanted to play around with something I never really do a lot in my work, where I really limit the colors on the character. I go pretty muted on her, as you're going to notice later, and we're just going to have essentially two value groups. And by that I mean it's like we're going to have two big differentiation between the values. We're going to have the background, which is going to be a bit brighter, and the character in the foreground are going to be much darker, and they're going to sort of be kind of close to each other, because I don't want to separate it out too much, just for the sake of the effect I wanted to achieve with the image. It's something I haven't really done before, so I was pretty excited to try and make it work. Because as I was painting the character later on, I started really struggling with trying to sculpt out her features and her form, but still keeping the values pretty muted. But I thought it was really fun exercise to try to stick to that throughout the painting itself. And I'm working with some of my basic brushes. You can see them in the description below if you're interested, but I'm using a variety of textured brushes, and I started playing around a lot with the brush I like to draw with generally, just the brush I like to do line work with. I realized the texture I had on it worked really well for the grass, and it gave it sort of like this weird fuzzy feel, like sharper feel to the edges, which none of my other brushes were able to replicate. So that's sort of like a happy accident I encountered throughout the image. And I'm also very careful as I'm painting this to not go too saturated or pushing the colors too much in the background. Even though I wanted to emulate like it's a sun setting and it's a lot of warm colors, but I'm trying to be very mindful of not going too far on that end, because I'm using very muted color overall, so any sort of color I do add tends to pop out quite a bit on its own. So as I was working on this, I sort of had to make a few rules for myself when I was painting this to try and keep the original idea consistent in mind, and that ties into the fact of having very limited amount of values. So because of that, I knew for the foreground element in the grass, I didn't want a lot of contrast, but I wanted to first establish the overall silhouette of all the grass strands. In this case, you don't have to draw this manually, but if you use, for instance, a brush that emulates grass texture, it tends to look it tends to look too artificial if it's too close up. But if it's further away in the image and we don't see it as much, I think it's okay using a texture for that. But since these are so close to the viewer and close to the camera, you can sort of pick it up if it feels too man-made. So drawing them individually was actually quite fun, because it's really just abstract shapes that you're playing around with, which is always fun. And whenever I feel more comfortable about the overall picture, that's when I tend to focus on more of the character, and that's really just a personal preference. So at this stage, I feel like the overall image is reading, the values are there. I decided to go in on the character and sort of sculpt her out a bit more. And I'm going to be very careful of the values I add here, because I really want her to be mostly silhouetted, but I still want us to be able to tell what's her pants, what's her shirt, what's her skin color, and adding just a tiny bit of rim light on the side I thought would be really fun. I thought also if I should push the rim light more intensely to make her pop out a lot. It's something I tried when I wasn't recording, but I felt like, again, that sort of broke the idea of the original look I wanted to achieve, which is mostly like a silhouetted character with very muted values, and I was pretty excited about the idea. So every time I kept pushing away from that, I sort of had to hold myself back to stick to the original idea. So this is sort of my favorite point in any painting, where everything is sort of falling into place. You know, you have your overall lighting, your overall values, and for me that's when the stress level tends to drop, because every time I make a painting I have to convince myself I can do it, I can do it, and until I get to a certain stage I'm never really convinced. So I was pretty happy when we got to this stage. And as I was working on her face, I thought the original drawing was gonna work, but as I kept working on it, it just became easier if I just went in and redrew a lot of things, because the shapes of the hair and stuff, it was sort of like really rough from the thumbnail stage. So it was going to take me too much time to figure that out rather than just go in and redraw it. That's something I talked in my previous video when I did the Killjoy image. Is I learned this from my coworker here at work, and it's super effective to just drop a white layer on top of your image, go on top of it and redraw the shapes to really figure it out. It goes so much faster than trying to just sculpt it out by hand. I know some artists, they can just sculpt it out by hand and it looks great, but after learning that trick from one of my coworkers, it just made my life so much easier, because every time you sort of get stuck where you're unsure, it's really easy to do a quick fix and see if it still reads. So we're closing in on the final stretch of the image, but I'm super excited again to announce that the book is coming out. It's something I spent a lot of time on this year to make a reality, and I had a lot of fun with it. Working with 3D Total has been super fun. They're super helpful and very fun to collaborate with, and I think the book is going to be really beautiful. So I hope you'll be here next week when the announcements go live. If everything goes well, you can check out the Kickstarter. Made a fun video for that as well, so I hope to see you then. And until then, have fun painting, have a wonderful weekend, even though it's midweek. Maybe see this on the weekend. So have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.